Namaste, angels. This is a daily reading for today, December 31st, New Year's Eve. We're starting with the year 406, when 80,000 Vandals, Alans, and Suebians crossed the Rhine at Mainz, beginning the invasion of Gallia. 1744, 8-8. We just had 80,000 too, and I started to mention that 8 is going to be significant for today. I've just been feeling if you're playing the lotto or something, you may want to include an 8 or something, a number that includes 8. Anyway, English astronomer James Bradley announces discovery of Earth's nutation motion, or wobble. 1775. The Battle of Quebec in American Revolutionary War. Americans are defeated trying to take British stronghold. 1861. 22,990, or 1111, millimeters of rain falls in Cherrapunji, Assam, in India. In 1861, that was a world record. So it was 22,990. So 2299. 1958, Cuban dictator Fulgencio Batista tells his cabinet that he is fleeing the country. Did you know the first New Year's Eve celebration is held in Times Square, New York City on this day in the year 1904? Famous birthdays: Jacques Cartier, Bonnie Prince Charlie, Charles Cornwallis, Henry Matisse, George Marshall, and Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud. Would you believe this date is skipped altogether in Kiribati as the Phoenix Islands and Line Islands change time zones from UTC 11 to UTC 13 and UTC 10 to UTC 14, respectively. It happened on this day in the year 1994. They just skipped past December 31st. Phoenix Islands is interesting because I think the moon is in Scorpio today, and the phoenix represents the sign of Scorpio. I mean, the moon wouldn't be in Scorpio every year on this day, but it is this week. If I've been counting correctly. I mean, I didn't, I'm pretty sure we're up to Scorpio. Anyway, famous weddings, 1910. Editor Maxwell Perkins, 26, another 8, weds Louise Saunders at Holy Cross Episcopal Church in North Plainfield, New Jersey. 1940. Actress Betty Davis, 32, weds New England innkeeper Arthur Farnsworth at 15,000-acre ranch in Lake Montezuma, Arizona. 1950. World heavyweight boxing champion Rocky Marciano, 27, weds Barbara Cousins in Brockton, Massachusetts. Famous deaths: Commodus John Flamsteed, Roberto Clemente. He was fine as hell. Anyway, Ricky Nelson, Woody Strode, and Natalie Cole. Natalie Cole was a singer and songwriter American, the daughter of jazz and pop singer Nat King Cole. Her first recording was on her father's Christmas album at age 6. She rose to her own fame with her R&B debut album Inseparable in 1975, for which she won 2 Grammys, including becoming the first African American to win Best New Artist. In the 1980s, her music style became more contemporary, and her hits include the dance pop cover of Bruce Springsteen's Pink Cadillac. She later returned to form and huge success with her 1991 album Unforgettable with Love, covering her father's standards. The album won 3 Grammys, including Album of the Year. Her personal life was marked by drug addiction, for which she eventually sought treatment and chronicled in her autobiography and TV movie Living for Love, The Natalie Cole Story. Her drug use led eventually to ill health, and she suffered from hepatitis C and had a kidney transplant before dying of heart failure at 65. She was born on February 6th in 1950 in Los Angeles, California, and was a baby boomer, an ox in the Chinese zodiac, and an Aquarius. She died on December 31st in 2015 at the age of 65 of congestive heart failure. Woody Strode. Woodrow Wilson Woolvine Woody Strode was an actor and sportsman, a decathlete and football star who became a popular film actor and was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor in his role in Spartacus in 1960. Sheriff Woody in the Toy Story film franchise is named after him. He was born on July 25th, 7-7, in 1914 in Los Angeles, California. Greatest Generation, Tiger on the Chinese Zodiac, Leo. He died on December 31st in 1994 at the age of 80. Lung cancer was the cause. Ricky Nelson, also known as Rick Nelson, born Eric Hilliard Nelson, was a rock star and an actor, American, younger son in his parents' radio program and TV series The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, became a teen singing idol with such songs as Poor Little Fool, Traveling Man, and Hello Mary Lou. His last hit record was Garden Party. He was born on May 8th, which is 1304, 1111, 58, in 1940. In Teaneck, New Jersey, Silent Generation, Dragon on the Chinese Zodiac, and Taurus. He died on December 31st in 1985 at the age of only 45 in a plane crash. Roberto Clemente. Baseball player, Puerto Rican. Pittsburgh Pirate baseball player who died in a plane crash as well, born on August 18, 1934 in Carolina, Puerto Rico, and was a member of the Silent Generation, a dog on the Chinese Zodiac, and a Leo. He died on December 31st in 1972 at the age of 38 in a plane crash. And he probably should be if he's not, I don't know that he's not, but if he's not, he probably should be one of the most famous Afro-Latinos in, Hollywood or whatever you want to call it, ever, I would imagine. Anyway, John Flamsteed was the first astronomer royal, English. He was in 1675, he was made the King's Astronomical Observator, and with this became the first astronomer royal. In this role, he laid the foundation for the internationally renowned Royal Greenwich Observatory. He's best known for preparing the Catalogus Britannicus, I guess Britannic, catalog. I guess. Yes, which cataloged 3,000 stars. And for his star Atlas Coelestique. He was also the first to observe Uranus, which he mistook for a star. He was born on August 19th in 1646 in Denbigh, England, and was a Leo. A lot of Leos today. He died on December 31st in 1719. At the age of 73. I just feel like I keep saying he was a Leo. Or this guy, they're probably not going to know when he was born. Oh, they do. Excuse me. Commodus, Commodus. Fully named Marcus Aurelius Commodus Antonius Augustus. He was Roman emperor. from the year 180 through the year 192. Which is like 1911 or 1119 transposed. He also ruled as co-emperor with his father Marcus Aurelius from 17. I'm sorry, the year 177 until his father's death in the year 180. He was best known for his passion for the gladiator games, which he took so far as to take to the arena himself, dressed as a gladiator. His eccentric behavior raised the ire of many in Rome and eventually led to his assassination. I wonder why they didn't just let him die in a gladiator fight. He was born on August 31st in the year 161. 8. August is also 8. In Lanvium, Italy, and was a Virgo. He died on December 31st in the year 192 at the age of 31 of assassination. Going back up to the birthdays, Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud was the king of Saudi Arabia. Salman was crowned king of Saudi Arabia in January of 2015 after his half-brother King Abdullah died. As well, a king, he is the, as well as king, I guess they meant, he is the custodian of the two holy mosques and the head of the House of Saud. He was born on December 31st in 1935 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and is 86 years old. Member of the silent generation, a pig on the Chinese zodiac, and a Capricorn. These are the birthdays, so they'll all be Capricorns, but it seems like everybody that died was a Leo on this day. George Marshall was a military leader, American. He served as U.S. Army Chief of Staff, Secretary of State, and Secretary of Defense. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in the year 1953. A plan aimed called, or I guess for a plan, aimed called, I don't know, aimed, the grammar on this thing, I apologize for this page sometimes, was called the Marshall Plan. At the economic recovery was, so the Marshall Plan was aimed at economic recovery of Western Europe after World War II, is what they were trying to say. He was born on December 31st in the year 1880 in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, USA, and was a Capricorn. 1880, which is 8, by the way. Right? 1 plus 8 plus 8 is 17, is 8. Who was a Capricorn? He died on October 16th in 1959. I just felt the energy of 8 today. Whatever that means. Maybe today's going to be abundant. Maybe there will be something of a tower moment. You know, in Supreme Maths, 8 means build, destroy. If you're not building, you're destroying. If you're not helping to solve the problem, you're creating the problem or you're making it worse. If you're not with us, you're against us, is basically what that's about. And something could, be towered, come crashing down as a result, or you could be exposed or something like that. Henri Matisse, maybe, was an Impressionist painter, French, for his use of color, fluid, and original craftsmanship and draftmanship, is why he was famous. He was born on December 31st in 1869 in Les Cateaux, Cambrésis, France, and was a Capricorn. He died on November 3rd in 1954 at the age of 84 of a heart attack. Charles Cornwallis was a general and a colonel administrator, English, one of the leading British generals in the American War of Independence. His surrender at Yorktown to a French and American force essentially ended major combat operations and paved the way for peace and eventually independence for the United States. He later became the Governor General of India and the Lord Lieutenant of Ireland. He was born on December 31st in 1738 in London, England. Great Britain, was a Capricorn. He died on October 5th in 1805 at the age of 66 of a fever. Bonnie Prince Charles, or Charlie, was fully named Charles Edward Stuart, profession pretender to the British throne. The young pretender, or Bonnie Prince Charlie, as he was popularly called, was the grandson of Catholic King James II of England, deposed in the Glorious Revolution in 1688. Born into exile, both he and his father, James Edward, the Old Pretender, continued to maintain their claim to the British throne. In 1745, the prince led the Jacobite rebellion against the British throne in his father's name. Initially, he had the support of a French naval force to invade it, but it was swept away in a storm. The prince continued on and landed in Scotland to raise an army where the Stuarts still had strong support. The prince's forces marched on and took Edinburgh before turning south for London. They reached Derby before turning back to Scotland. The prince's support began to fade, and his remaining forces were defeated at the Battle of Culloden in 1746. Pursued by British troops, the prince then invaded Capture for 5 months, aided by local people, before escaping to France. His later life was a disappointment. He lived a life mostly of drunkenness and debauchery, and his much younger wife left him amid claims of domestic abuse. Despite this bitter end, his reputation as a popular romantic hero continues in Scotland to this day. He was born on December 31st in the year 1720, or, I thought that was 11 for a minute. Nope. Sometimes my head adds so quickly that it's not correct. Birthplace, Palazzo, Muti, Rome, PayPal States. He was a Capricorn. Oh, this one I can't miss though. He died on January 31st in the year 1788, or 888, at the age of 67. The cause of death was stroke. Lastly, for the birthdays, or for any of this for today, Jacques Cartier, French explorer. He explored and claimed what is now Canada for France. He was the first European to describe and map the Gulf of St. Lawrence and the shores of the St. Lawrence River. These he named the country of Canadas, after the Iroquois names for the two big settlements that he saw: Stade Arcana, Quebec City, and Hochelaga, Montreal Island. He was born on December 31st in 1491 in Saint-Malo, France, and was a Capricorn. He died on September 1st in the year 1557, and was 65 years old. And as I mentioned, he was the last for the day. So going to the dice. What's up with today? Cocktail. No. And massage. Spirit says weekend away. I don't think so. Well, I actually got a visitor, a family member visiting me from Charlotte. So I guess some people are still traveling. 29. Spiritual partnership. And email. Communication by email, maybe, since you can't visit in many cases here in the United States. There's a new beginning. Could be in career, could be in love. I mean, it could be anywhere, but those are the most likely two. Ace of Wands, an exciting new opportunity. Career advancement. Change your life now. There's a fear of it not working out, though, or of being afraid of, like, that you're not ready, you're not enough for this challenge, you're not up to it. Fears surrounding money can also be the case. The wisdom to accept help from others, something else the Five of Pentacles can be about. Or uncertain self-employment. That could definitely be what this is. Maybe a self-employment opportunity that you don't feel you're up to necessarily. Like, am I ready? Can I really do this? Can I have my own business? And and you could be going back and forth with it. There may be, some sort of decision involved, or maybe you have to let something go in order to have this thing. So like a heart versus head decision. Or it can be, again, this Ace of Wands can be about a new relationship or a new start to a relationship that you're worried about. Will this be okay? Maybe it's a reconciliation, and so you're thinking about how it sucked the first time, so you're afraid to get back into it. But with the Lovers showing up with regard to a romantic situation, it does say that there will be like equity and reciprocity, and equality and mutual respect, love, and adoration in the relationship when the Lover shows up. And sure enough, the Sun also shows up here. Happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success if you have confidence in yourself. So that goes right along with what I was saying before. This is about feeling like you're not ready, like lacking confidence in yourself, like I'm not up to it, I can't handle it, or I'm not up to speed. But if you don't do that to yourself, then Major Arcana card 19, the Sun, shows up to say everything will turn out great. This card represents the planet Jupiter and the sign of Sagittarius most directly. Of course, Jupiter earlier in the week moved into Pisces. Jupiter is actually the ancient ruler of Pisces, so not just the ruler of the sign of Sagittarius. And so now Pisces has both of its rulers there. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, represents the planet Mercury, ruler of the signs of Gemini and Virgo, and most directly correlates to the sign of Gemini. And so those are some people who may be involved. Okay, the fire energy may be coming from a Sagittarius or perhaps a Leo, and then an Aries, like in that order. Okay, because in the tarot, the Sun represents the sign of Sagittarius most directly, but Earth's Sun, like the Earth's star, the Sun, the real Sun, rules the sign of Leo. So Leo always comes up for me as well with this card. And it can be like so unexpected that you get this opportunity, or that you fit with this opportunity, or that this, if it's involving, again, like I said, a romance, that this person comes back and the way that they do, just how they just like rush in and really surprise you. Maybe that's why you have to make a decision, because you're like, oh my God, like you're so overwhelmed. And the Tower can have Pluto energy for me, so like Scorpio. Major Arcana card 16, a significant life event, a powerful revelation that leads to change. It's time to spread your wings. All this may be happening to a Queen of Swords, maybe most directly an Aquarius, although it can be a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone that's not an air sign at all, just likened to those traits or attributes, who is independent, experienced, realistic, and witty. Objective decision making, clearing away all that no longer serves you, and seeing the humor in a situation. This can also be about you thinking through the decision. And maybe in that case, you're not only an air energy, or you don't only have an air energy strong in your chart, but it's specifically Gemini. The next card is the Three of Cups. It is in reverse. So now we'll just stick these in random places. Oh, look, there's another Lovers. Oh, look. I just put the Five of Cups on the Lovers, and again the Lovers with the Five of Pentacles rather. It's a different Five of Pentacles, but now it's with the Lovers too. That Tower just went on top of the Two of Cups, and the Queen of Swords on top of the Two of Wands. If anybody's interested. But we've separated all those cards, so if they end up together again, any of them, you know that was the guides that did that. Because I'm mixing them up as much as I can here. What's our overall energy for the day? The Ace of Swords. Brilliant new ideas and inspirations. Seeing the truth of a situation. Perhaps a challenging beginning. And behind that we have more air, or more Gemini specifically, or perhaps water, which I also mentioned before. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Crowning the masculine today. It is the Queen of Swords, who is experienced, self-sufficient, brilliant, and funny. All of your life experiences have prepared you for this moment of truth. It's time to declutter your home, to clear away situations that aren't working for you anymore, and to disengage from people who create more drama than happiness. The Queen of Swords is possibly a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Surrounding the masculine, we have Major Arcana card 9, the Hermit. Take time for contemplation, to retreat and to go within. Be a beacon for others on their path to spiritual enlightenment. You may be using the Queen of Swords thought process in order to go within and to figure out what needs to be eliminated from your life. You know, that could be what you're using the introspection for. If the Hermit is showing up here because it's attached to love and romance, then it's almost always about somebody returning to your life, like an ex coming back or whatever. So that would be the other thing that we talked about, again, that may involve a Queen of Swords. And here's another Tower. So just like the cards with which we started, boom, right? Important changes are coming into your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate to move in new directions that you know are right for you. Whether that means cutting people off, like a Queen of Swords, or, you know, having the strength and using the logic, being honest with yourself and introspection to return to an ex, or to accept one back when they return to you, which even to you could be a shocker that this is happening, that you're doing this. But it's about following the message that you get from within. Crowning the feminine. Major Arcana card 0, the Dreamer, or the Fool. You're starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. Surrounding the feminine. The Knight of Swords, who is decisive, focused, driven, and impulsive. Get ready for progress to speed up. This situation requires you to choose logic and intellect over emotion, and to make your decisions quickly. So in love, it's mirroring or opposite here. The Hermit, again, this is about energy rushing in very quickly, and you got to make the decision very quickly, I guess, if you're interested or not in this person. This is a swept off your feet energy that would go very nicely with the Fool, right? And taking a risk, taking a chance. Sure, I'll jump in. I'll try anything once, right? If it's about a decision in general, you could be awaiting a decision, or you know, sometimes you're awaiting a decision so that you can make a decision yourself. Like, I need that information before I can make a decision. In either case, if you're getting information, it's probably going to be what you want to hear. If you're waiting for information right now, you're probably going to get the response that you would appreciate, that you're looking for. And that is also very likely tied to the Fool and the fact that your challenges are coming to an end or have already come to an end. The end of a career path, project, or relationship brings feelings of mixed joy and sadness, relief and disappointment. Put aside your fears about these changes and trust that a brighter future awaits. So you're supposed to expect, again, even if it's the same person who's coming back into your life, you're not supposed to expect that it's going to suck. You're supposed to really give it a thought, and figure out if it would work for you or not. But think about it as a brand new experience, a brand new adventure, not the same one you already lived. Crowning the King of Pentacles. He's been around heavy for like the past 2 weeks. He is compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. So this goes well with whether it's a new career that the Ace of Wands was talking about, or a new relationship, or a renewed relationship. In either case, the King of Pentacles is a great energy. It is about abundance coming in, even if it's in the form of a man or a woman. More likely a man or masculine energy. It is the King. He is very possibly a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Or it could be the energy of Venus in Capricorn that is bringing this on as well. King of Pentacles, very generous, secure, stable, grounded, just very good energy. At the root or foundation, we have this fear. Again, remember that we know this though, right? That we had this fear at the root or at that foundation that we got to get over. That's going to be another reason for the introspection. Expecting the worst. Don't do that. The 10 just told you to expect the best. Expect things to be better. Self-fulfilling prophecies and sleepless nights is what this is about. So it's anxiety and, again, fear of sucking, but there's no need for that. Right here in the same spread, we've already progressed to the 10 from the 9. And at the heart of the matter, the focus is our lack of confidence and our fear and our distrust of something or someone. Plans that need revision, more going on than meets the eye, and poor timing. The next card is upright. I like to do my clarifications in these spreads with the next upright card, so we'll use this to clarify the Seven of Swords a little more. But the Seven of Swords for me is about, like I said, distrust between people, lack of confidence in oneself, being afraid, to take some sort of action, causing yourself to miss out on happiness, miss out on joy. For me, the card represents an energy of joy stealing, whether somebody else is stealing your joy by literally stealing something from you or causing you to lose something, or you're stealing your own joy by doubting yourself and thereby missing an opportunity. We're clarifying that with the Seven of Cups. So again, there's a decision involved. Especially, it looks like for the feminine. Well, maybe not especially, because he's got the Hermit here too. He's got to go within to figure something out. Complex decision. There's a need to do research. Stop procrastinating. You've really got to narrow this thing down. Put some real thought into it. And it has to do either, again, with because we got the Lovers again, either it has to do with a heart versus head sort of thing you have to figure out. Like, my heart's telling me to do one thing and my head's telling me to do another, which may or may not have to do with, be connected to love and relationship. Or it is specifically talking about love, and again, locking someone down, locking a situation down, getting rid of these other choices and things that you have. You don't want them. If trying to convince yourself you want them, you're being dishonest, right, with yourself. You're lying to yourself, and you're going to cause yourself to miss out on real, reciprocal, genuine, possibly soulmate, forever kind of love, and you don't want to do that. Again, very possibly with an earth sign or an air sign, or maybe a Scorpio. Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, represents the sign of Gemini most directly. Again, intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. So whatever this thing is, you do not want to miss out, whether it's a relationship or something else. It's definitely worth giving some real consideration to, and letting go of the fear, not being afraid, because all the cards, with the exception of the Nine of Swords, like where you're starting, are very positive in terms of the shift that you could be experiencing today, tomorrow, very, very near future. My daily readings, usually cover a day or two. It's precise, specific to the day that I'm focusing on. Further advice for the masculine. Now we got the Page of Swords. We have the Page. We got everybody but the King here. The Page, the Knight, the Queen. This is an intellectual challenge, right? It's something that you really got to think about, that calls upon your ability to think of a matching solution. What am I going to do here? I need this to make sense. I need it to be, the best possible solution. If helpful information is put to you bluntly, like an air sign may do it, accept the message without being bothered by the messenger, like without thinking the person is being a douche, because it's just our nature sometimes to just say things flat out, and they could be well received or they could be taken as hurtful, but that's often just the way we talk. I'm just going to tell you what it is. Keep it real, as they say. The Page of Swords, like the Queen and the Knight, is a Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And for the feminine, your card is the Knight of Wands. He is passionate, charismatic, confident, and restless. Again, this is an energy that rushes in very, very fast. An opportunity arises that needs your attention right away. Moving quickly is important, yet there's nothing that you can't handle if you follow your own inner guidance. The Knight of Wands is an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, or maybe a Scorpio, also ruled by Mars, along with Aries, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. And this is a very fast-moving energy. If it's not attached to an actual person, it's Jupiter, it's Mars, ushering something in very quickly. Again, opportunity, something you have to think about, something that you very well should really, really consider getting in on and not missing. Hope you guys have enjoyed the daily. Happy New Year. Namaste.